Hey, Dani K, coming to you from Dani K Gym and Wellness, my office again. There's a couple of people out there working, and so that's good, right? They're out there working it out. Um, Today's segment is coming to you from a question from Tammy Kantz, my cousin. Well, she married my cousin. Um, she had asked about eating breads, and is it okay? What kind of breads can you, if it's um, if it's like if you wanted to eat bread, like what kind of breads could you eat? Definitely, I mean, with anything, bread, rice, and pasta, you want to stay away from the whites, the refines, the bleached. You want to try and do it, eat those things that are well. There's this book a few years ago, and I can't remember the title of it, but it was about eating foods that were around in God's time. So it's kind of hard to do that nowadays because even the foods that were around in God's time, like wheat and stuff like that, yeah, a lot of times people have jacked them up chemically so that they could just harvest it, produce it, get it quicker into the stores so they can make faster money. When it comes down to it, me personally, when I do a meal plan for people, and definitely with all my clients, I require a meal plan with people so that I know what they're eating, because you and I could be training 7 days a week, and if you're eating crap outside of the gym, it's not going to work, and like I said in the other video, yesterday, that proper nutrition is 85% of getting those results. So the main thing that I put on my meal plans is I have this avoid list. Avoid meaning, do it as little as possible, so that you can get your results. My avoid list is bread, rice, pasta, milk, cheese, soda, sugar, alcohol, red meat. Red meat that is, like jacked up with hormones and stuff. Still, a lot of red meat in your system isn't that great for you. However, if you can do grass-fed red meat, grass-fed burgers and that kind of thing, local CSA farms around here, they are very big into that. So, you can stock up on your red meats and your burgers and stuff like that and have them all year round. And you can Google and find out your CSA farmers that are around here that do have and sell the grass-fed red meat burger stuff. But back to the breads. Me personally, I just say stay away from any and all breads as much as possible. Obviously, the wheats and the whole grains are a lot better to do, in its truest form, if it's white, if it's bleached, if it's, all that crap, you need to stay away from it. And especially if you're trying to reach, a goal, a weight loss goal or something like that. My personal opinion is just as much as you can, stick to my avoid list. Stay away from those bread, especially bread. Bread kind of collects in the belly. It kind of, that's kind of where, the bread and the rice and the pasta and all that stuff, it's kind of where it collects in the belly. It stays in the belly. It's kind of the last to leave. So there is one brand that I do. One bread is called Ezekiel bread. That is one of the best things out there. A lot of people say, "Yeah, that's not real bread," and I kind of say, "Hey, it's not real bread. It is bread. It's by nuts and oats and stuff like that. It is brown, so it's in its most natural and truest form. You can find that most of the time in most grocery stores anymore have like an organic section, and most of the time that's in like the refrigerated area in the organic section. So check that out. I don't know how to spell it, Ezekiel. It's like the name in the Bible. So that's one good replacement of bread. It's got great protein. It's low in calorie, and it kind of makes you feel like you're not eating real bread, because it doesn't give you that bloated feeling, that heavy feeling. But so my take on breads, you know, even with the Ezekiel, I try not to do that much anyway. You know, and you know, in case you haven't noticed, like my most important part of my body, my abs. If my abs are in check, then the rest of me is in check, and you know, it's kind of like my trademark. So you know, I try and stay on point with a lot of things, and I avoid my avoid list, you know, as much as possible. I stay away from those things. Cheat day, I might have some bread and some pasta, you know, whatever I'm missing. But you know, I save that for like that one day. But if it's that day where, you know, just like, oh, I need a piece of bread, you know, or you know, half a sandwich or something like that, you know, definitely try and do it in its truest, you know, God-like, so to speak, form. You know, the wheats, the whole grains. Check into your Ezekiel bread, into your local organic section in your local grocery store. Yeah, so if you're trying to get this belly thing going away, and especially like if you have some sort of you know, issue with, I think my cousin said, you know, she's on, you know, that cusp of getting diabetes, and that's part of her problem because she loves her bread and stuff like that. So Tammy, you know, stay away from the bread, and if you have to, try the Ezekiel, see if that doesn't, you know, help make a change, you know, a little bit. Yeah, my take on breads. Stay away from them. They're bad, evil. No, moderation, not deprivation. Most anything you can have in moderation. It's just don't have, you know, a bagel for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, and then a roll for dinner. You know, I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Especially as we get older, we're less active, and we can't burn that stuff off as we could when we were kids. So, you know, avoid my list. I mean, well, do my list of the avoids. Try and avoid bread as much as possible, and if you have to, you know, go with the wheats and the whole grains, Ezekiel bread. So that's my take on bread, Tammy. Sorry, I know you probably don't like that, but you know, a lot of people are like, I love my bread, I want my bread. But you know, what do you want, bread or you want results? So, you know, you want bread or you want your health, you know, in Tammy's case. So I hope you like what you heard. I know you probably don't like what you heard, but hopefully you take that information and utilize it to get some, you know, good results. You know, it also helps make you feel sluggish if you're eating a lot of bread. So, you know, that'll perk you up too if you lessen that and eat more cleaner stuff. So I could go on and on about nutrition. There's so much stuff, so much stuff. You know, if you have any questions, comments, leave them below. If you like what you heard, you know, definitely tell me. If you have any questions, you know, tell me those questions too. I'll try and get back and answer them. You know, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and stay informed. Talk to you later. Have a good evening. Bye.